He's back, at least on the bookshelves, if not in the presidential race. In his new book, The Assault on Reason, Al Gore delivers a broad attack on the Bush administration on every conceivable issue in a way that prompted this observation from the White House.
I don't know if they're going to do a reprinting of the book to try to get the facts straight.
Gore is most critical about the decision to invade Iraq, which he calls not only tragic but absurd.
This is the worst strategic mistake in the whole history of the United States of America.
Though back in 2000, when Gore was running for the presidency, he argued that as long as Saddam stays in power, there can be no comprehensive peace for the people of Israel or the Middle East. We have made clear it is our policy to see Saddam Hussein gone. And he went on to say there was no doubt Saddam was still trying to amass weapons of mass destruction. But in the most recent book, he seems to argue the opposite in criticizing President Bush, saying he offered forged evidence that Hussein was seeking to develop atomic bombs. It's not clear which evidence Gore is referring to, because the Clinton administration certainly believed the same thing when it launched bombing raids on Iraq in 1998.
Their mission is to attack Iraq's nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons programs and its military capacity to threaten its neighbors.
Gore also accuses President Bush and other officials of what he calls a big flamboyant lie for suggesting there was some connection between Iraq and al-Qaeda. As we know now, he writes, there was absolutely no connection between Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein. But in his own recent book, former CIA Director George Tenet talked about a decade of contacts. Saddam had no control over the terrorists, but did offer some training.
This fellow that we captured, Ibn Sheikh al-Libi, who is an al-Qaeda senior operational trainer, told us that they may have acquired some chemical training from the Iraqis. We believe that.
Gore also asserts that if President Bush and Vice President Cheney actually believed in a linkage between Saddam and al-Qaeda, that would make them genuinely unfit to lead our nation, a standard that could hurt one of the current Democratic presidential candidates who offered a similar judgment about Saddam.
He has also given aid, comfort, and sanctuary to terrorists, including al-Qaeda members.
There is no suggestion in the book that Al Gore is even toying with the idea of running for president, even though some 8 websites are campaigning to draft him and 70,000 Democrats have signed a petition to encourage him. But if he did decide to run, a book blasting the Bush administration wouldn't hurt him a bit. In Washington, Jim Angle, Fox News.